Hello, I'm Brian Ott, Global Alliance Manager for Rockwell Automation. And joining me here in ROKstudio is Christina Ackelson, CEO of Kezzler. Christine, welcome back to Automation Fair. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Christina, to set the stage for you, Rockwell and Kezzler have been partners for a few years now. And our Better Together story is that we extend the supply chain traceability beyond the four walls of the plant. That can enable some valuable use cases for our customers, including anti-counterfeit, regulatory compliance, and some unique end customer experiences, right? To name a few. One of my favorite stories is our joint customer, Friesland Campina, where we're able to track individual cans of baby formula from the farm to the processing facility all the way to the shelf. So a mom can take a smartphone app, take that can off the shelf, can see on this app where it started its journey to her, because she can feel confident that what she's giving her baby is safe and effective, right? It builds confidence in that brand, and that brand has a loyal customer, right? It's one of my favorite stories together. So I'd love to hear what your favorite customer success story is with Kezzler.
Yeah, so sitting here with you at Automation Fair, Brian, I want to sort of double click on the Friesland Campina story. Friesland Campina is the world's largest dairy cooperative. It's one of the largest dairy brands in the world. And they embarked on a traceability journey that is quite interesting. And this is why I want to sort of share a little bit more details in that it gives them a massive return on investment. And it's also an inspiration to all companies now facing the traceability requirements in the upcoming digital product passports in Europe, because this has been done by Friesland Campina already. So like you said, the backdrop of this case was the infant formula scandal, right? Where there was a massive decline in trust in domestically produced infant formula in China. So it started out in China. There was melamine, chemicals used in plastic, blended into the milk to increase protein levels as they were watering out the milk because there was low supply. And so none of the Chinese, this was a massive scandal, like 300,000 victims, 54,000 babies hospitalized. So the backdrop is really dramatic and tragical. But Friesland Campina was then facing a lack of trust, and their brand promise is from grass to glass. And they wanted to document their brand story through tracing the infant formula, as you said, from the farms and all the way to the end consumer, picking up a can of infant formula in a store, scanning it with their camera, and scanning a QR code, and then being able to see the exact journey of the product in hand, back to visiting the farms and seeing, the quality assurance documents that were relevant for this specific shipment of cans, and it also gave them a massive increase in brand equity. So consumers are trusting their brands. They're also using that digital identity or the same track easy solution to reward for loyalty. So they're actually increasing their sales from doing this. They're able to comply with Chinese regulations. As you said, you can rest assured that the product you're purchasing is a genuine Friesland Campina product. They avoid market diversion, which was a massive problem in China, as no one trusted domestically acquired milk, so they went to Hong Kong to buy the milk, and now which resulted in a massive diversion. And now they can, through the interface, they can see how people are scanning in a market that the product was not designated for, and work to fix those abnormalities. So there's a massive ROI, but I think first and foremost it should be an inspiration to other companies that are facing more traceability requirements in other markets. And Friesland Campina rolled this out to, I think it's like 18 markets following the China launch. And it's really showing you how traceability gives you insights into supply chain. So supply chain visibility, you can share that as they're doing with their end consumers, building trust through this transparency.
Yeah.
So it's an inspiring story.
It's a great story. So looking ahead, so are there any emerging regulations that Rockwell customers should be aware of that would be drivers for a Kezzler solution?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, on both sides of the Atlantic, regulators are introducing traceability legislations for keeping consumers safe and for enforcing sustainable consumption. So if we start with Europe, Europe is concerned with sustainability, and there is a lot of regulations on the way in Europe. Some have already been implemented under what's called the Green Deal, which is the EU strategy to achieving climate neutrality by 2050. And there's a lot of, it's a package of policy and policies and initiatives. And what's for product owners or brand owners, what's you should keep an eye on is what's called the Eco Design for Sustainable Products Directive under the Digital Product Passport regulation. So essentially, products that are put on the market in the EU will have to carry a digital product passport that tells the story of a product and its life cycle. It has to be available on the product until the end of life. And you're supposed to be able to access that information by, as they describe it, scanning a QR code.
Right.
And there will be different kinds of information that should be made available, such things as degree of recycled content, carbon footprints, all of these things that the EU is concerned about. On this side of the Atlantic, the regulators are concerned with food safety. So here you should keep an eye on the Food Safety Modernization Act, and specifically the FSMA 204 rule, which is essentially the US FDA wants to have a more digital, traceable food system. And now starting to implement a regulation that is relevant for our joint customers to be able to faster identify and retract or recall contaminated foods from the market. So that's what they want to do. And then the first foods that are up for compliance in, January 26? Foods like fresh cut foods and certain seafoods and cheeses, nut butter, and so yeah, that's definitely what they should keep their eyes open for.
Well, we may have touched on this, but how do you see our two companies helping Rockwell customers reduce their impact to the environment and connecting their brands directly to customers?
Yeah, so reducing the impact on the environment, that's a big question, right?
Sure.
But as I see it, you have to prove sustainability through traceability.
Yep.
So connecting those relevant data elements, the sustainability practices you do in your upstream and your sourcing and your manufacturing to the products that eventually make it to the stores is essential. And also this is also how the EU sees it, right? The sustainability through traceability. Traceability is also an enabler in that when you embark on a journey to improve your practices, your sourcing and your manufacturing, your logistics, etc., you need data points. So traceability is also enabling you to collect those data points to make improvements, better decisions, more efficient recalls, calculating carbon footprints, enabling circular business models, etc. So it's about collecting them, and it's also about sharing it to end consumers, sharing it so they can make more sustainable choices when they're in retail, and also sharing it to governments or regulators, as we've talked about.
Okay, so the Kezzler solution can be purchased directly from Rockwell. How do you think this benefits our customers?
No, I definitely, because then you can buy. So we've been working together for several years now, and it allows Rockwell customers to buy Kezzler's connected product platform directly from your trusted supplier. Using the existing contracts you have with Rockwell, connecting with your account managers as you always have, and also with the use cases that we've been working on over the years, we have proven integrations with Rockwell MES, Rockwell Factory Solutions, etc. So I think it's a massive benefit to your customers.
I agree. So I'm curious, what are the plans for the future for Kezzler? What might be evolving in the next couple of years?
Well, I think we're at a sort of paradigm shift here where traceability, transparency is going to be something you will not be able to avoid. It's happening. Consumers are demanding it, regulators are enforcing it, and brands see the benefits and the ROI of tracing, of traceability. So for us, we're going to continue to expand both our capabilities and our footprints, but we will remain a specialist provider. So we will continue to go to market through partners like Rockwell Automation.
Excellent. Well, this has been very informative, Christina. So thank you so much for taking the time out of the show to talk to us. For more information, please visit the Rockwell website. And with that, thank you very much.